Hello everyone, Bone Harvester here. Today we will examine a second part of early e5 and f5 attempts in Grandprix Attack. As we talked before, early f5 and e5 attempts can be playable and dangerous. That's because we have to be careful for these moves. In our last video we talked about 7f5 and 7e5 variations and their side variations. In this video we will talk about 8a5 and 8e5. So let's start. Bishop c4 Grandprix Attack. It's more tactical and sharp variation instead of bishop b5. Bishop b5 is more positional variation. e6, knight c3, knight e7. So I want to say something here. If you want to avoid bishop b5 Grandprix Attack, you can play with this move order: e6 and early knight e7. With this move order, if white can c5, there is no knights can takeable on c6. That's because we can attack this bishop easy with e6, b5. Maybe try trap for c4 or b4 for attacking knight and weakening central squares. This is good for black. That's because no one want to play bishop b5 here while knight doesn't own c6. That's because if you want to play just against bishop c4 Grandprix Attack, you can use this move order. This move order is very nice, and I'm playing this move order too. I have to say this one: castle, castle, knight bc6, and let's start on a5, e5. e5 is an early attempt, as we talked before, but e5 move is little bit understandable because with this move black want to use dark squares in center and king side with knight e4 and maybe queen a1 after, if possible, exchange. After that bishop g5 and trying to attack king side, or putting knight on d6 and blocking d7 pawn and playing on dark squares. This is possible game plans here. We are playing d6 against always early attempts, not d5. Not d5. Don't forget this one, because d5 is white has nice variations against d5 for holding game equal or holding some initiative in white's hands. d6 is better because always putting pressure on this pawn, and this is weak because if we take this one, after that if white take with pawn, this pawn will always under attack, always under pressure. White cannot move d4 because we can exchange d4 with c pawn. It's easy. That's because d6 is better. Let's keep going. E takes d6, knight f5, holding this pawn because white will play, knight e4 here. Knight e4, b6. b6, as we talked before, it's very easy to play for black, finding a good diagonal for this blocked bishop. Bishop d5, knight c4, Knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, and king h1 after bishop b7, and game going to be equal. Returning bishop a4, gaining space from queen side and holding bishop. Knight takes d6, forking, knight takes, and queen takes. With this knight f4 and knight d6 variation is very good. Maneuver is very good because if we take this pawn with queen after knight e4, queen must go somewhere and black will lose tempo. But with this move, knight f5 and knight d6, black will take d6 pawn, and black don't have to run away from d6 square. It's very good because something more. d3 pawn is weak, and d file is very useful for white, especially in this position. Black can play rook d8 and putting pressure on d3 pawn easily. So one more thing, white bishop on c1, and there is no threats on d6 queen. White has no threats with bishop on d6 queen. Okay, let's take a look other variation. We have one more side variation here. Return 8 e5, d6, e takes, knight f5, and instead of knight e4 here, bishop b3. In my opinion, knight e4 is really good variation, and it's more playable for whites, but I want to add new variation here. Bishop b3, maybe white can play knight takes, d6, knight e4, b6. Now what's the difference here? Difference is after knight takes d6, this knight didn't fork knight and bishop, and white can return your knights here to knight f2 for holding pieces on game. This is main difference with 10 knight e4. If white want to hold pieces in game, and he must play 10 bishop b3. I want to show you, because take. After knight d6, knight forking. If knight go f2, if black want to take this bishop, he can take it. But after bishop b3, knight takes d6, white cannot play. White must play knight e4, but he can play knight e2 and hold pieces in game. Just it. b6, not a big difference. Yes, I know. c3, bishop e7, solving bishop problem, queen e2, and general problem about early attempts in Grandprix Attack. Pieces are stuck behind of pawns, and white has to waste some tempos for regrouping its own pieces. Queen c7, bishop e3, knight f5 as always. My favorite idea and favorite square in fighting with Grandprix Attack. Bishop f2 and rook ac8 after rook d8, and in my opinion black has no problem. He has good pawn structure, a very safe king, strong f5 square, and natural target d3 pawn. It's easy to play, and engine says nearly 2 points better for black. Okay, we talked about 8 e5 and 8 e5's side variation here. Let's take a look what about if white play 8 f5. f5 is a more sharp variation trying to attack because opening bishop g5's way, bishop's way, and he can support kingside attack with queen a1, queen h4. Maybe he can sacrifice f6 and try to use dark squares on kingside. It's dangerous. If our opponent play f5, we are always playing d5, not d6 here. We are trying to put some pressure on pawn chain. Bishop b3, d takes, and if black want to cut queens, he can do this in this move. But no need to be upset because black know white has no big attacking chances here. If white try to attack, it's bad for white. So this is some kind of provocation move for white. E takes f5, queen takes, rook takes, while black gain tempo. E takes f5, knight f5, knight g5. It's a strange move because attacking f7, and it's interesting idea because f5 is open, and after sacrifice knight, white will play g4 here. Bishop d4, king h1, knight a5. Agent says rook f8 here for provoke white to sacrifice its knight on f7. It's nearly 3 points better for black, but I think very complicated and difficult to play for black, and that's because I didn't prefer add this variation in my repertoire. That's why I choose knight e5 here. Knight e5 is more understandable for black and easy to play. After bishop f4, just try to play h6 for kicking away knights, g5 for defending f7 square, bishop takes, h takes, rook a1, and king f8. Okay, let's take a look. 5 pawn and 6 pawn. Black has pawn up, and white's development is completely finished, and white pieces are in strong squares. Black's main problem is c8 bishop and a1 rook. How to improve these pieces? Maybe b6 and bishop b7 quickly, because no problem here. If white try to attack with g4 to f7 square, and knight h6 is good move, and maybe after that you can use your own rooks. Yes, white has development advantage, but this advantage not enough to find winning chances right now, and this position is defendable for good black in my opinion. Okay, let's go. Starting position, 8 f5, d5, bishop b3, d takes e4, and instead of d takes e4, if black plays f6 here, f6 is a sacrifice for use dark squares on king side. Knight takes e4, attacking bishop, c3, queen a1. As you can see, these squares are very problematic, and maybe this bishop will be very useful on attack. How to say, if black don't take care white's attack, I think I'm sure black will lose here. That's because black must take care of white's attack. This is natural Grandprix positions, Grandprix attack positions, and these positions are strong positions for white. Yep. Don't fight. Okay. Knight e5. Why knight d5? It's easy. Trying to control h4 square first of all, and trying to prevent white's bishop. White's queen h4. But if white plays bishop g5 here, this is looking strong move in my opinion. That's why I want to play bishop g5 here for as white. f6. This f6 move always useful in Grandprix Attack, because after that, if white's e6 pawn on f5, maybe g5 and f4 advances are always being good for black. Bishop h4, and let's take a look. Black has nice space advantage, and after queen g3, let's take a look. Black cannot go queen g3 because black must defend e3 square. White must defend e3 square. In my opinion, white has not very strong attacking ideas and opportunities right now on black king side, and after bishop b3, bishop e7 or bishop e6, black pieces are going to be ready for defending king side and playing counterplay from center. For example, rook a7 is very nice idea here because doubling rooks from anywhere and defending from 7th rank on king. So this is second part of white's early attempts, 8e5 and 8f5. I like these variations and positions, and I prefer play as a black side, and computer engine says in every variations for early attempts black has very good position. So thank you for watching. See you later in next video. Bye.